Okay, before I say anything, I know I said I was going to stop, but I'm just looking at this card. Very interesting card. It looks a bit intriguing, actually, and it's very you. A lot of this reading, it's very, the spread's very imaginative. I can see lots of spiritual, maybe not spirituality, but lots of creativity, imaginative, imagination, all that kind of thing. Anyway, so okay, so with the Ten of Pentacles, firstly, this is the opposite of that. So there's lots of stability here, lots of stability. I think what was happening here is you're building yourself up again, and I think you're still doing that, working hard, practical things, saving, all that kind of thing. This is you just thinking about yourself, thinking about your own future, totally by yourself. And if you look at this card, obviously there's an established family in this card. And what I mean by established is, there's an older man there, so he's like a grandfather. We've got the couple in the middle, we've got children, we've got pets, all kinds of things. And we've got that family emblem on the wall. So it's like, this is the establishment. So it's like, this is the family. It might be a baron, it might be a royalty. Not royalty, but it's, there's no king or whatever. But some very established family, probably a merchant family, probably a shipping family. And, they're probably quite wealthy, so very established. So I think what happened is you had this with someone. You had a very established relationship with someone. Because I'm getting a very, I don't know whether you'd say traditional, because you've got the Hierophant down there, and the Hierophant can represent tradition. So this is the establishment, and you'd kind of built something up with someone. And then I'm getting this crash. It's like this big crash that happened. It might have been a literal crash. Someone might have had a crash. But I think this was more like a crash to the system, a crash to this relationship. Yeah. And, you're away from all this now. And it's kind of like you built things up with them. And now you're having to, after this crash, you're having to build things up for yourself now. Definitely financial. So, yeah, I'm getting lots and lots of firsts here. So it might be that you moved out of a home. Maybe you moved out of an established home, or maybe they've moved out and you've kind of re-establishing yourself. Literally, you might have moved into a new home. I'm seeing that might not have happened, but with some people that might be happening. And so it's like, okay, I'm by myself now. I'm away from this established family that was around me. Maybe they had a very kind of well-to-do family. Maybe they had a really nice job or something that was very kind of bringing in a lot of money. Maybe it had a lot of status. Might have been that. But you're away from all that now. You're free of all that now. Very freeing, and you love that. I think even though that gave you stability, this freedom that you have now, it's what you love. It's what you thrive on. You're a free spirit. You're a free spirit. You're not about that. You're not about status. You're not about, oh, I've got this big job. You're not about, oh, I've got this big thing. You're about freedom. You're about expressing yourself. You're a total free spirit. So I really think, even though things might have been good for you financially, that you weren't you. You weren't able to be you, and now you can. So yeah, I'm getting all these firsts here. Back to this. So all these firsts. So it's like, oh, this is the first time I've been by myself doing this. Who do I call for this? What do I do? So lots of practical firsts. That's what I'm getting. And yeah, with this growth you're building up, even though it was practical, you're saving, you're doing all those kinds of practical things for yourself, moving house, maybe, I keep on seeing that, setting yourself up by yourself. So yeah, you're setting yourself up on an earth level, but also you're setting up your confidence. You're rebuilding that up for yourself again. So really, really nice. And I think the farther you get away from this old life, old things, the more you're going to feel more like yourself. You're going to be more into that realm of creativity, being a lot freer, being more yourself. Really, really nice. It feels a little bit unfinished around you. So again, I keep on seeing maybe you're in a new place. Maybe you haven't fixed everything up properly. It feels like a work in progress. And yeah, so that's all that's all this being established for yourself. There's a lot of, there's a bit of a lack of communication, or more than a bit of lack of communication actually, between you and this ex as well. I'm seeing that there with this couple in the center, walking past each other. They're not quite communicating. I think that represents you. And maybe it was deliberate. Maybe it was deliberate, because I'm getting this. This is what I'm getting. I'm actually seeing this, calling out their name over and over again. You called out the name, and they didn't answer you. It feels deliberate, actually. Might not have been. It feels deliberate to me. It feels like I'm important. They're trying to talk to me, they're trying to communicate, and I'm so important. This is what I'm getting with this. Establishment. I'm important. And you've got that with the Hierophant as well. So, yeah, you're very, 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 well, let's say you're much better off. You're a lot better off out of this situation, because that wasn't you. That was not you. That was the establishment. That was hierarchy. That was, well-to-do family. Maybe not, but something like that. That's how it felt. A bit oppressive. So maybe you had more financial stability there, but now you're more stable in yourself because you can be yourself. So that's kind of what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense to someone. Okay, so with the Hierophant, which is next, again, there's a bit of arrogance around them. Again, with this Hierophant, it feels like, I'm the pillar of society. I'm the pillar of society. I like status, titles. I've got this great job. Everyone looks up to me. So I'm getting that kind of thing. It might not have been that, but it's how they saw themselves. This is about how they saw themselves, and you were tied up in all that. And now you're not, if this is resonating with you. You're a little bit guarded as well. I'm getting this around you. And of course, that makes sense. If you've been in a situation like this where you haven't been able to be yourself, suddenly when you're free, it can be a little bit scary to be free. It can be, I think a lot of people, when they get out of this lockdown period and they go out into the world, they're going to feel a little bit like, oh, am I supposed to be doing this? It's a little bit scary. But then after a while, they get used to this. So you're guarding yourself. It's a little bit like you've got a hard hat on. You're protecting yourself. Because, again, building yourself up. So I'm getting this building site. That's how you are right now. You're a bit of a building site. You're building yourself up again. And you've got your hard hat on to protect yourself while you're building. Okay, so I'm just going to go on to the Seven of Cups. So, a lot of people see this, again, as a really negative card. And it can be a negative card because it can be about delusions, all kinds of bad kinds of fantasy. It can be about keeping someone in the dark with this man who's in the dark here. But what I'm getting here is this is you, this card. This is you. This is about dreamy energy. This is about, you've gotten out of this old situation, but your default's more in this. It's more in the dreamy, the creative side. And so again, once you've totally established yourself and you've kind of built up your confidence and you've built yourself up financially, if that's what you're doing, you're going to feel a lot freer. You're going to start to get back into this side of yourself, this more creative side. Again, I keep on getting this moving home. I've had to move out of all that with this establishment. Now I'm by myself. It's a bit scary, but I know I can be myself. Now. So in this new space that you're in, if that's you, it's like I want to call this my own. It feels a bit stark. It doesn't feel like me. It's a little bit plain. Maybe you've got plain walls. Maybe you haven't bought all the furniture. Maybe the walls are all white and you want to put colour on the walls. You want to put painting on the walls. I keep on seeing painting, actually, literal painting. So it might be that you paint. And it might be that you're painting the walls, or it might be that you do actual painting. So lots of things that you want to put up on your walls, lots of things you put up around you to make yourself, or to make your home reflect you, so that you can feel more yourself. And it feels to me like your surroundings are very, very important to you. Maybe that's why this is coming up. And so, it's almost like you can feel a room. When you walk into a room, you feel it. And so when you walk into your own space, it needs to be able to feel like you. It's very, very, very important to you. A lot of people think that's not important, but to you it is. And to me it is as well. So once you start to fill your space up, with things, with paintings, whatever it is you want, you're going to feel a lot more grounded in that. So just, if that makes sense to you, that's what I'm seeing. So the other thing I'm getting in this card is, okay, this might be a little bit difficult to explain, so I'm going to try my best with this. This is about a relationship that wasn't really a relationship. That's what I'm seeing. So there's definitely 100% love, whatever you called this. Whether it was friends with benefits, it might have been that. I'm seeing passion here. Whether that was just someone you were talking to, whatever it was. I don't think this was established relationship. This is very different from what I was seeing in the Ten of Pentacles. But whatever it was love. It was real love. Absolute love. That's what I'm getting here. So maybe this is someone who came in and out. I think this was a connection that was happening more, maybe it was happening more online than in real life. Because I'm getting this, relationship up in the sky, in the clouds, and lots of fantasy, lots of imagination. Again, very, 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 very passionate, very passionate. And I'm getting this kind of, okay, maybe this won't last. It probably won't last. It's making me happy for now, so I'm just going to stay in this. It's fine. It makes me really happy. It makes my day thinking about them. I could think about them all day and think about what we've talked about, think about all that passion. I'm thinking about them all the time, but it's nothing really. It's not really. So I think you went backwards and forwards like that, and you could feel yourself getting right into this. You could feel yourself really falling for them, really feeling for them. And I think it was at that point, maybe, when you said to yourself, well, I can't be in a real relationship with this person. I need to get out because I'm going to just hurt myself. So it was either you that thought that or they did. But what I'm getting here is, I should say, you both felt that extremely powerful connection. You both felt that extremely powerful passion. You both had a lot of love for each other, even though you might have both been in denial of that at times. And the big thing I'm getting here is you're both thinking about each other. You are both thinking about each other even now. Because this is a very, very strong, passionate connection. Very, very strong. It might not be what people see as a relationship. A lot of people who are in the mainstream, which isn't you, probably look at this and go, that's not a relationship. No, maybe it wasn't. It doesn't matter. You had very, very deep love for each other. It might have been that maybe one of you or both of you were in other relationships. You felt this passion. You wanted each other, but maybe you weren't free. It might be that as well. It might not be, but I'm getting a bit of that as well. The big thing I'm getting here is you both think of each other, both of you. Absolutely. And you're both thinking of each other. If this is you, if this resonates with you, just know that this person's thinking about you. So that's what I'm getting there. Okay, I'm going to move on now because I'm going on and on about this. But I'm just feeling this so strongly, so strongly. It goes beyond what was in the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you're married to this person in the Ten of Pentacles because it's very established. That's what society sees as a real relationship. This is not what society sees as a real relationship, but it had the depth of love that transcended anything. So, okay, so the first card you have here present is the Star. So, yeah, a lot of this reading, again, is about you building yourself up again, taking that time, getting to know yourself again. Because, yeah, again, you lost yourself. You lost yourself when you were in that relationship. In the Ten of Pentacles, and you had to build that up again, and that's what you're doing once again. So, and it's interesting because this is right next to that, and look at the difference. So in the Ten of Pentacles, it looks very heavy, lots of layers. We are the establishment, we are this is the rules, this is what this is, you have to do this, you have to do that. And look at the Star. There are no rules. She's naked, she's by herself, she doesn't have to answer to anyone. And she's not hiding behind anything. She's totally naked. She could totally be herself. And that's how you are now. And when you're in the Ten of Pentacles, you couldn't be yourself. And now you can. I love this reading. This is amazing. So I think, after a time of trying to be this other person, I feel as if you were made to be, or you felt as if someone was making you be this other person, now you can totally be yourself. You're at the center. You're the star. So that's what you need to remember. If you start to kind of wobble a bit, if you start to go, oh, maybe I need to go back to that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I haven't got that much money. I remember those days when I used to buy this and that. No, you're on the right track now. You're absolutely on the right track now. Now, the other thing I'm getting in this card is there's lots of creativity here. And I keep on seeing that. I was seeing that in the Seven of Cups. Your creativity. Painting, I'm seeing that again. It might not be that. Something creative. Something creative. Now, there's a message here. It's for someone who's listening to this right now. So very specific. So I don't know who this is for, but this is what I'm seeing. Now, there's a black and white picture. There's a black and white picture of someone. Now, I don't know if you've got this picture. It might be you that has this picture. It might be someone else in your family who has this picture, because I think it's a relative. So either you have it or someone in your family has this picture. Now, it might be that this person in this picture isn't here anymore. They might not be on this earth anymore. Now, if you feel a really, really close connection to this relative, that there's a reason why that is. Now, there's lots and lots of things coming in here. Lots and lots of things coming in about this person. I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing as it comes in. Okay, and this might help you to think about who this might be if this is you. So I've got colour, bright colours, lots and lots of bright colours all coming in. I've got fabric, so material. Maybe they were in fashion, I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to say the words because it could be a lot of different things. Travel, I've got designing things and having a business out of that. I've got smoking. So maybe they smoked in this picture. It might be that. So if you know who that is, it feels like they're watching over you. Just look at this star watching over this woman. So it's like that. You're the woman. You might be a man. You don't have to be a woman. Whoever you are, you've got this star looking over you if this is you. So, okay, so if you can get a copy of that picture, if you know what this is all about, or some other picture of them, could be another one, doesn't matter. Even if someone just takes a picture of that on their phone and sends it to you, or screenshot something like that, if you can have a picture, even if it's just on your phone, I think that'll be a comfort to you if you keep on looking at that picture. Very, very nice. And a reminder of you to keep on developing that creativity, that creative side of yourself, because that's how they were. This is a creative person, and it's almost like they're your creative muse watching over you, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so I'll go on to the next card. This is an amazing reading. So, Wheel of Fortune, which is an amazing card as well. Lots and lots going on in this card, and this is the central card, so it's a very important card in this reading. Lots of different things going on here. So the first thing is I'm just looking at this big orange wheel in the center, and it's right in the middle of all these clouds. So because I'm looking at all these clouds, that's what's standing out to me on this card. It's making me think about the Seven of Cups with all the clouds on that card as well. So what this is telling me is this is a return, some kind of a return of this person I'm seeing in the Seven of Cups, this amazing, very passionate, very, very different relationship. Now, the other way I'm seeing that is, how I'm seeing that is, I'm not explaining myself, I hope you know what I'm talking about, because it's orange. Now, orange is obviously a combination of red and yellow. So red obviously is passion, yellow is communication. So that passionate connection that you had is coming back into communication with you. And the wheel can also be about things coming back around, turning it back again. And this is a beautiful, beautiful connection in the sky once again with these clouds, which is exactly what I was seeing in the Seven of Cups. Internet connection, a lot happened over the internet, messages, connection, love connection in the clouds, love connection of the sky. So yeah, just looking across at the Two of Pentacles. Again, this is about a message. That can be about messages coming in. It can be about slow messages. It can be about someone sending a message and waiting. So someone's going to send someone a message. I think it's probably them sending you a message, but I can't be 100% sure of that. But someone's going to send someone a message. The receiver of that message might sit on that message for a while and not do much. And then the other person's going to wait. So again, I'm not sure who this is. But what I'm getting here again, a very, very strong feeling, and my eyes going down to the Ace of Swords, which is about clarity. So what it feels like is everything's clear now. Everything's clear now. So I think when you were with them last time, maybe you weren't free to be with them. Maybe they weren't free to be with you. So again, that's telling me that maybe someone was with someone else. It might not be that. But what I'm getting here is everything is clear now. So when this communication comes back in, when they come back into you, you will be clear to pursue this with them. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And again, you're both thinking of each other. You're both thinking of each other. The other thing I'm getting here is, okay, so yeah, again, this is about this and the Ace of Swords. There's some kind of negotiation that's coming up for you, I think. It feels like a date that's ahead of you. I'm actually getting this horrible feeling here. It's like a feeling of dread. It's like this big sword goes through my heart when I think about this in the Ace of Swords. It's like, oh, this thing's coming up. It's a horrible thing I'm going to have to do. It feels like a sword going through me. Horrible feeling. I just want this to be over with. I know it's going to be difficult. It's stressing me out, all that kind of thing. It's a date that's coming up. Again, it might be that this was postponed to a later date. So you might have thought, oh, this was coming up, and then it was stopped. And it's like, oh, I thought that was going to be over with, but it's not. It's coming up again. I'm getting that feeling around this. It might be that you were going to see them face to face in some kind of meeting, whoever this is. And maybe now you have to do a video conference or whatever it is that everyone's doing now, Zoom or something like that. Now, make sure you've got everything really, really well prepared when you go into this meeting or whatever this is. Write everything down, absolutely everything to the word that you want to say, especially if you've got questions. Because I'm just looking at this wheel again. So someone might be a bit evasive, got a jackal coming around this wheel, which is a bit of an evasive character. So they might be avoiding certain questions you want to ask them. It might be that they try and get you off track or kind of spin this in another direction, again, like this wheel. So stick to what you want to talk about, I should say. Stick to the facts. Don't let them send you off track, because I think that might be what they're trying to do. And you might have to ask the same questions over and over and over again, because that's what this wheel's about again, coming around again and around again and around again. So I can see why this is so frustrating if this is you. There might be a money connection here in this meeting, because it feels like someone's holding on to money. They don't want to lose out. And maybe that's why they're being a little bit evasive. I'm just getting that feeling here. So yeah, just keep all that in mind if that's you. And again, I feel as though I have to say this again. Write everything down and refer to that over and over again. If they go off track, go back and say, no, we were talking about this. I'm trying to talk about this. I'm not talking about that. We've got a limited time. We can't talk about X, Y, Z. We have to talk about A, B, C over here. So keep on doing that if that makes sense to you.